Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. It's me, Tony Clespis. Today is Friday, so it's time for another Fiction Friday. Today's video is going to be about not a book that I have read, but books I'm going to or want to read. Yeah, let's just get right into it. The first being Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I always forget that "and" right there. I'm still not done with this. I actually haven't picked it up in a couple weeks since I started it. And to be honest, if I haven't picked it back up, am I going to read it? Maybe. It seems pretty good from what I can remember about reading it. It's different, or at least stylistically written, it's different. Yeah, hopefully I can finish that sometime soon. Am I recording? Okay, good, I am. These next three books were recommended to me by a friend. The first being Where Things Come Back. The one interesting thing about this is that, like, the main character finds a dead body, I think? Yes, so I think, and it's like a coming-of-age book. I haven't read this yet. Actually, that's a lie. I started it maybe last summer. That's how long I've had this. I've had this for over a year and I haven't read it. I think I got maybe 10 pages in before I put it down and started reading something else, which is something very common that I do. I'm sorry, I'm not a great reader, but it is what it is. The next book is called The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau-Banks. This one has a short summary on the back, so I'll read that to you. Frankie Landau-Banks is not the kind of girl to take no for an answer, especially when no means she's excluded from her boyfriend's all-male secret society. So, yeah. And again, this is another book that I've got maybe 10 or 20 pages in, and then I put it down and pick something else up. I'm just awful. I'm very awful at books. I'm sorry. Actually, I lied when I said the next three books were going to be recommendations. Just those two were books. The next book I want to read is called I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I picked this up one time when I went to visit my youngest brother in Denton. I read the inside. It's about two twins and how they were really close growing up, and how actually they were close when they were young and then they kind of separated as they got older. It seemed really interesting, the cover. I won't read it because, again, it's long and I don't want to be reading the entire video. Two books that I want to read, which are kind of in the fiction realm, are, one is called Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer by Riordan. I am a huge fan of Mr. Riordan and his books. I love Percy Jackson. I love anything, almost anything I love everything I've read by Rick Riordan, let me just say that. I know he's written more than what I've read, but I haven't read anything outside of his kind of mythology series, and I just love that, so I want to read that. I don't have it yet because I haven't bought it. I should have pre-ordered it, but I didn't. So, the next book I want to read is something, I don't know the exact title, but I know it's called Steven Universe Guidebook, the Steven Universe Guidebook. I watch Steven Universe. It's a wonderful cartoon on Cartoon Network that is definitely for a target audience. That's not me, but I still love it anyway. Yes, I watch a children's show. Deal with it. I mean, I still play Pokemon, so if that doesn't say anything about my inner child, then I don't know what does. But yeah, it's just a book kind of explaining the whole show. I want it so bad, and again, I haven't pre-ordered it, I haven't bought it, I don't know why, but I haven't. While we're speaking of books I don't have, but kind of moving away from fiction, I have pre-ordered Tyler Oakley's Binge. I love Tyler Oakley. I want to be his best friend. I want to meet him someday, and I have his book pre-ordered, and I can't wait for October 22nd to get here, which is the release date, I think. I'm waiting for that. I can't wait for it, and I just love Tyler. I'd love to read his story, and I think it's really, really fun to do that. I have a whole collection of YouTuber books. In fact, the next book that I have is Justine's book. I love Justine. She's so funny. She's just so up to date with all the technology in the world. If I have any questions, I can probably watch one of her videos and she'll answer a technology question for me. I love her. I want to meet her someday too. I want to be her best friend. And yeah, I have her book and I'm waiting for the time to read. Honestly, since I'm employed right now, I have so much time to read, but for some reason I just don't. I'd much rather spend the day perusing the internet, watching YouTube videos than actually reading. And it pains me because I love reading. I've always been a reader. Maybe I'll find it in me one of these days to just read, or maybe if I get a job and I'll be like, I need to start reading again, and I'll do that, but yeah. So that's just my wish list for today's Fiction Friday. All the books that I want to read, all the books that I want to buy at the current moment. It's a different Fiction Friday if I can speak. But it's still a Fiction Friday. I'm still putting out videos. I'm still committing to this YouTube thing. So I will see you guys on Friday. No, today's Friday. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye. Are wish lists a thing on YouTube? Maybe I should have YouTubed if wish lists are a thing.